Hello and welcome to the Inkforged archive. If you are new here, this is a channel where I usually open cracks and put them in a binder. Today's video is going to be about me putting the last 6 packs of Whispers in the Well into my Whispers in the Well master set. So I did pull a couple of new cards that I don't have yet, but if anybody's tracking from the last time we recorded one of these, I need 23 more of the base cards. So from 1 to 204. I need 23 more of those base cards to finish up the base master set, and not of the foil, right? I'm going through step by step, right? I want from start to finish 1 to 204. I'd like to get the epics and the enchanteds and the iconics, obviously, but right now we're going to focus on those first 204 of just the common printing. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch over and show you guys what we are looking at. So today, these are the cards we're going to be putting in here. All of these is from 6 packs. I do have a lot of cards already. Again, 23 is all that I'm missing, so probably going to see a decent chunk of duplicates. But we're going to be putting these cards here into this binder. Let me go ahead and scooch these bad boys out of the way. If you guys have never tuned in before, I mean, you pretty much the intro gave it all away. I like to open cards, and I like to post the videos. And I don't just open Lorcana cards. I also open some Magic cards. I open some Pokemon cards. And if you guys kind of you're really enjoying the sort of content that I do on here, don't be afraid to ask me to open up a new type of card, maybe one that I'm not familiar with, one that you find super interesting and I've never even heard of. I don't mind it. That sounds good. And we'll maybe do some polls eventually where I'm like, what's the next booster box that I should open, or something like that. Just to have fun with it. That's what all of this is about, is to have fun. All right. So I forgot to separate these according to their color, so we're gonna do that first. But I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to mute myself. I'm gonna let you guys just kind of vibe out with the music, and then once I'm ready to start sliding them in, I'll start chatting again. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, I'm back. So I have quickly separated all the cards. Now we're going to go one by one, make sure that we start adding some stuff to our collection that we don't already have. I do need to grab some penny sleeves, so just one second. Alright, here we are with the penny sleeves. Now, as kind of was talking about before, if you're not previously aware of the content, this content here in this video, I have each page contains 16 cards, 32 when I get my foils, but 1 through 16, and then I stack the common printing, such as this, in each slot, and then I penny sleeve the foil and place it on top. Now I'm looking for a way to prove that I've already done both, because a lot of times I'll be like, Raja, and then I'll be like, oh, do I already have it? And I got to do a quick check. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Either I got to start kind of like putting them out like that a little bit so I see that second card, but I'm afraid that if I start bending pages, you know, I could be damaging the cards if they start to slip out a little bit more. I'm probably just going to erase the mark, because these are all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth, just for the ease of me kind of flying through this sort of stuff. So without further ado, I think we're just going to get going. All right, so that one's a duplicate. 7 is a duplicate. 20, duplicate. Really, I think the faster version of this would be set aside the foils, and which there are none, and look for 1, which none of these are number 1. So, hey, easy enough. Amber color is taken care of. All right, now we're going to go over to amethyst. Those first 2 videos of me putting stuff in the master set, I mean, it always feels good because you don't have the cards then, right? And then I opened up an entire booster box and I got all the way to this point here. And it felt really good. But those days have passed as quick as they were. Okay, so let's do this. It's going to be 33 through 48. I only need 34 and 36 and any hollows. Alright, so 34 through 48. That's a duplicate. Different page, different page, different page. Different page. Different. Okay. And one of those... Ah, there it is. I was like, Brett, where'd it go? I'll just slide that in just in case. Even when I have duplicates of the foils, I like to slide them in penny sleeves just to take care of them in storage, or slowly but surely start to teach my kids to keep their stuff nice, even if it's not something that they use on a daily basis, you know? Okay. 58. Look at that. A new one to the collection. That means we're down to 22. Alright, so nothing under 56. 65. We've got it. But do I have it? I sure do. So I'm going to slide that out just a little bit for the sake of future me, but I do still really need to find a better way. So, off topic here, but let's have the conversation. I am looking for some suggestions on some new board games to play. I am a huge board game hobbyist. I have, I'm not going to count them, but I know for a fact it's over 100 last time I counted. I even forget what I have and sometimes buy duplicates, which is kind of dumb. But either way, I am a huge board game nerd, and I am looking towards expanding my collection even more. One day when I'm done with my current job and I retire, I would really like to open up a board game shop. I'm not gonna go too far into that, but I've always loved board games, and a board game shop has always kind of been something that I've been interested in doing since I was, I think, wise enough to start planning for what comes after, what comes when I'm done with the grind of, you know, everyday life. Okay, anything after 80, I'm going to set to the side. Yeah, for when I'm done with, you know, the daily grind of I have to do this, I have to be there, I need to earn. And instead, when I decide that it is time, in fact, to retire and do what I want to do for the rest of my life, board game shop is what it is. And there's a bunch of other steps to it, but I'm not. I feel like it's a pretty unique idea. Not the board game shop. I recognize it. I wouldn't have that idea unless they already existed. But I do have, I think, a fairly unique idea. I'm not going to break it down because I don't want you guys to steal it. Look at this. Look at this. Right here. I guess you can see it here. Yeah, I'm learning. Right there. Look at that. 21 remaining of the base set. Anyways, and so playing board games, understanding board games, and just experiencing the large, what's the right word for it? This the large amounts that's out there, the different types, the variations, the rule sets. I love doing that. So I'm looking for suggestions on some pretty niche board games that perhaps you don't think anybody else knows about. And when you guys give me a couple of suggestions, I might throw some back your way so that we can help each other enjoy a larger variety of really cool board games. Quick story. When I say always, I was always into board games. I was, but until I was probably about 22, my version of a good board game was... I don't think I saw any foils. I just want to make sure. Yeah, my version of a good board game was Monopoly. And there's absolutely nothing against Monopoly. I truly do enjoy Monopoly. I also enjoy the drama that Monopoly can cause. In preferably a positive way, not in a I don't want to be your friend anymore way, although I've played both versions of that drama. Yeah, Monopoly was like, for me, that was peak. Peak board gaming. I'm gonna flip these around, save a couple extra seconds. Yes? Yeah, okay. The Game of Life, Clue, Risk, which is a great game, especially the Risk Legacy. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. If you like things that change, things that kind of update, I recommend playing that one. And I'll do, if you have questions, I have answers regarding that. But either way, yeah, all those just very, very basic games at the end of the day. And I loved them. But one time I was invited over to one of my kind of newer friends' houses because I was living in a new area, and he suggested that we play a game called the Betrayal at the House on the Hill. I had never heard of it before. I was looking to make some new friends and kind of just find a group that kind of enjoyed, some of the things that I enjoyed. And what did I say? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I took the invite, even though I was a little apprehensive about a no name in my experience at that point, a no name board game. But either way, I sat down and I played the game with them, and that is what opened my eyes to the world of board games thoroughly. I had no idea anything like that existed. I had no idea anything like that could exist, and I ended up absolutely falling in love with that board game, which led to me truly experiencing just a much, much larger variety. I mean, we're talking Descent into Darkness, Secret Hitler, Stone Age, Fire Tower, Sheriff of Nottingham, and then I'm looking over at my stuff over there, and that's just the ones I can see, like just sporadically through the Root. That's a good one. The Arkham horror game, Stratego, which is it's a classic actually. If you've never played that, I recommend it. It's very simple. It's kind of like chess, but definitely not chess. But yeah, it just completely and totally opened my eyes to the world of new when it came to that stuff, and I don't think I can ever go back. We actually did a board game night last night where we played Chameleon. If you haven't heard of that game, I recommend looking it up. I also recommend I think it's up to 8 players, but as many players as you can. More than 4 is I think a good suggestion. But maybe, you know, either that is your friend group and there's nothing wrong with that, or you can't find 4 people that want to play, you know, and that happens too. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Basically, 1 person in the group does not know what the word is, and 3 people in the group do know what the word is, and you kind of have to, if you were the chameleon, you kind of have to try to guess what the word is based off of the other 3 people or the other players in general, without them knowing that you are the chameleon. It's very simple when you look at the rules, and I highly recommend playing it. Let's see, what's another really good game? I have Gloomhaven. My goodness, Gloomhaven changed a couple things for me. It feels like TTRPG, which I love, but with cards, and no need for the RPG or the RP roleplay aspect. If you've ever played it, you probably know what I mean. You may have a different feeling on it, and if you do have a different feeling on it, let me know. Tell me. I want to know, because I've never beat it. There's a lot of missions. Look at that. We got ourselves a new one. 20, guys. 20. All right, I'm talking a lot. I'm gonna shush for a second. You guys should let me know. It was literally a second, right? You guys should let me know in the comments what some of your favorite niche board games are, please, and maybe some of your opinions on the games that I've already brought up. Hey, we got a Scuttle 147. That's, I would say 19, but that's a foil, so we need the common or the traditional printing on that one. Bro, I got a lot of those. All right. All right, we're done with the Sapphire. I'm trying to think of more board games that I really... Mansions of Madness. Oh. The only thing that I don't like about Mansions of Madness is the time it takes to play that game. It is a great game. It is like it's kind of like Descent into Darkness, where there's an app that is the AI of the creatures that you may or may not have to face while you play, and essentially you are in a haunted mansion. Well, the first mission is a haunted mansion, and you know, and in general, try to find your way out as a team. Yeah, I love that game, but it suggests, I think the first mission, it says it's like, this is only 1.5 hours of play, without fail, every single time I have played that game. If you don't take that number and multiply it by 2, then you did not set enough time aside. And that doesn't sound bad. 3 hours for a board game, at least for me, that doesn't sound too bad. Problem is that the longest mission in that game is 8 hours long on the box, which would suggest that IRL, you can do the math on that, 16 hours of board game time. No one, first of all, nobody's going to play that long. And if you are going to play that long, I commend you. Absolutely fantastic. I can't do that. If I played a board game for 16 hours, for one, my wife would kill me. I would be a dead person. 2, I think I would probably hate that board game within, I don't know, 4. That's a little. I've played board games longer than that. Whenever I play D&D, it's a long time. Let's just say 8 hours. After 8 hours, I think that I would be like, I don't ever want to play this game again. All right, look at this. We did complete our master set of our evidence cards. If you guys need any of these, let me know. I will send them your way. Sheesh. I thought it was the first one we were missing based off the last video, but then I ended up looking back and it was the 6th one. Alright, so What is that? We're down to 20, I think was the number that I said, and I'm not gonna... I am gonna count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. We're down to 19. No. We had... I'm never gonna know. I'm never gonna know. 19-ish. Does that sound good? Sounds good to me. Okay. Oh, I forgot my special cards. Where? Hold up. I flipped them over, and I guess I flipped them all over the wrong way. I'll put these in real quick. I'm pretty sure I've already got this one. Almost guaranteed. Yep. And the standard traditional print. Indeed. And then, of course, I know I don't have this one because I was super excited to get it. It's like one of 2 Whisper foils that I have. 93. 93. Welcome to the team, Zeus. Missing his spark. Dude, get it back. It's the only way. Alright. 19-ish. It's a good number. Alright. I really appreciate you guys hopping in here and kind of hanging out with me for a little bit, vibing with the music, and talking about board games, cards, you know, all that interesting stuff. Please tune in to our future content. I've genuinely loved making all of this. If you haven't seen my sister's video already, she opens up some phantasmal flames. That's what it's called. Phantasmal flames. And yeah, we're having a ball with this kind of stuff, and it's simple. I wouldn't say niche at this point, at least not in this day and age, but it's fun. It really is a lot of fun, and engaging with you guys in the comment sections it's one of those things where it's not that, you know, you ever think that you're doing this stuff for nothing. This is a brand new channel. I don't feel that way at all. I'm excited for the future, but when somebody does comment, it kind of like brightens up your day. You're just like, wow, somebody watched it, and yes, we get the views, but the comments, like, that is, I think, the heart of the relationship that I'm trying to build with the community. Either way, I really appreciate you guys popping in here and hanging out with me for a little bit, and until next time, have a nice day.